Now, we've looked at NTFS permissions, users and groups, Microsoft's AGU DLP strategy, implicit versus explicit permissions, and the accumulation thereof on the access control entries on a DACL for an object. But that still leaves us with networking or share level permissions. And so again, I'm going to go ahead and open up Windows Explorer, and if you haven't, you want to make sure you go to Folder Options if you try this or try this on your own, and you want to make sure you uncheck this. Use the sharing wizard. It does simplify sharing for the average user, but we want a little bit more control over our sharing permissions, so we want to be able to fine-tune things. What that'll do is give you a separate security and sharing tab, and Windows won't, it won't manage everything for you, but it'll give you a lot more capabilities. And that's what we want. So let's say we want to share these things out on a network. Now, network permissions are share level permissions and NTFS permissions combined. And if we were just talking about NTFS, then it's cumulative. It's the most permissive set of permissions if a user is a member of multiple groups. Unless, of course, they're a member of one group, like we said, that has been explicitly denied something. It's different when you combine the NTFS and the share level permissions. With NTFS and share level permissions, a user has effectively the most restrictive combination of the two privileges. So, in other words, if I were granted full access on NTFS, but I were only granted read access, via a share level permission, then across the network, I only have read level permission. Okay, now while we're on our 2008 server, let's go ahead and create some shares. And what we're going to do is we'll go to Top Secret, and we'll take a look at the DACL. So we have these access control entries that have our domain local groups added to the DACL. We want to provide network or share level permissions as well. So let's try a couple of things. First of all, notice that Top Secret Access or domain local group has full permission. And if I were to log in as someone who has membership in that group, say Austin Powers, who's a member of the global group, Top Secret, which is a member of Top Secret Access, a domain local group, he would have on this local machine full permission. Let's go and look at share level permissions. And we'll go ahead and say share this folder, and we want to go to permissions. Let's remove the everyone group because that's not always the most secure thing to do. And then we want to add Top Secret Access to the, in this case, so here's our share level permissions. And say we're just going to give read access. So we'll see the effective permissions here now. So again, remember that Top Secret Access is the only group now, this domain local group, with share level access, and they have read access, but they don't have full control or write access. Now, if you were to look at the DACL as far as NTFS permissions, they have the full amount of permissions there. So let's look at that across the network. And one of the things we'll do first off is let's log out. Let's log in as Austin Powers. We'll go into Top Secret, and this will be locally on our 2008 server. So remember Austin Powers' password. Nope. What was Austin Powers' password? Ah, that was Austin Powers' password. We'll never know. It was a complex password. Okay. Now I'm going to go and I want to access, in this case, let's go access that folder, and we'll see if we can create objects. So again, we'll go to Top Secret, and let's see if we can make, yes, we have local access, so I just made a folder called test. And again, let's try it from the command prompt. change the look at this a little bit so it shows up a little bit better. White background, we'll give it some black text. And we're in top secret. And we can make directories. Our directory name. We'll make a file here with the same name. Let's go ahead and save it. And there's our file testing. And let's rename it. Give it a batch extension. Now that it has a batch extension, it's executable. And if we type it, we'll just echo testing 1, 2, 3. So locally, we have full permission here. Now we've logged off of our 2008 server. Remember there, Austin Powers had full permission because all that was being processed were the local permissions, the file system permissions on that NTFS partition. And he had the appropriate access control entry in the DACL for that top secret folder. He was a member of the domain local group that had full access. And his global security group, which he's a member of, was a member of that domain local group, and that gave him full permission. So now let's log on across the network. We'll run our Vista client, and we'll see what effective permissions he has across the network. Now remember, it's the most restrictive combination. So even though he's a member of a domain local group that has full permissions at the local file system level on the 2008 server, he was only assigned read permission via the network share. So essentially that's all he's going to have. Let's go ahead and connect there, and let's go to Sarah's the name of our server. We'll just do a UNC connection there. Now let's go to top secret. Top secret is shared, but let's try to create a new object there. In this case, again, you need permission to perform this action on top secret. So we don't have permission to actually change or create anything. Let's try to delete something. I'll try to delete something here. And again, we don't have permission to delete. So let's again hop back over. Now we've hopped back over on our 2008 enterprise server, and let's try some different permissions here. We did have local permissions. Let's go to sharing, and this time we'll go here, we'll edit our group. Oops, we're logged in as Austin Powers. Well, no problem. We'll just use a secondary login. And that'll give us the credentials that we need. Permissions. Now, this time we're going to check full control, change, and read. So now Austin Powers will have full control both at the local file system or NTFS level, as ACE is on the DACL, and also here at the share level. And we'll click OK and close. And now we're back on our Vista client, and let's go ahead and launch that from a UNC again. Sarah is the name of our 2008 domain controller, so it's acting as our file server. It's 2008 Enterprise. We are on Vista Ultimate, a client or workstation. So we'll bring it up across the network. Across the network, now we see top secret, And now let's see what effective permissions we have. Let's see if we can get rid of test. Okay, let's see if we can go in testing 1, 2, 3. And let's try to open this in Notepad. And there's our batch file. And then we'll just add a line there, a little rem comment line. And notice we can save it. We have permission. I'll open it back up. Whoops, ran it that time when we edit it. And there's can we save it. So again, it combines the permissions at the share level and the NTFS level combine in the most restrictive fashion.